Lufasu removes her disguise, leaving Libra in complete shock. Libra scans Lufasu and found a 99.999899965% chance of her being the real Lufasu. However, she also found the probability of her surviving the battle against the heroes to be less than 1%. The contrasting percentages causes Libra to malfunction. Lufasu tells Libra that she's going to go over and repair her. However, Libra warns her that if Lufasu comes any closer, and she will attack. However, Lufasu doesn't care and proceeds to take another step, asking if Libra was going to stop her. Libra then unleashes her skill and attacks Lufasu with her move Brachium. The attack hurts Lufasu, and she feels the burning heat from it. Her HP starts drastically decreasing. However, an attack of this level at the end of the day is nothing for Lufasu. She easily withstands to attack, shocking Libra. She then gets in front of Libra's face, and Libra attempts to slash her. However, Lufasu easily blocks the attack as she then touches Libra and proceeds to heal her. Dina then rescans Lufasu and determines the odds of her being real is at 100%. She then proceeds to terminate the mission of guarding the royal tomb as she collapses into Lufasu's chest. Lufasu then wonders how she'll explain everything to Jean's party. She brings Libra downstairs, and Aries greets her. She then notices that Jean's entire party have on blank expressions. She asks Dina what happened, and Dina explains to her that she planted fake memories inside of them to make them think that they were the ones who cleared the dungeon. That way, no attention would be drawn to Lufasu. Lufasu asked Dina if that was her plan from the beginning, and Dina asks her why else would she want to bring such an obvious hindrance with them. Lufasu's party reached the top floor, and they gathered the treasures that they needed, while leaving the rest for the humans. The party rests at a nearby forest, however Libra is not waking up. Dina suggests Lufasu to order her to get up. Lufasu orders Libra to wake up, and Libra begins to move. She stands up and greets Lufasu a good morning, as Lufasu takes a look at all her stats. Libra looks over at Dina and calls her an unknown person and that it's nice to meet her. Lufasu tells Libra that Dina is her advisor, but Libra questions it and says that Dina has such a powerful stealth nature that not even her memory can save it down, which upsets Dina. Dina then gets in front of Libra's face, hoping to jog her memory, but Libra still does not remember Dina. However, she did find a chunk of data that has been damaged after 200 years, so the data about Dina is probably inside that chunk. Lufasu tells Libra that she is on a mission to recover all the 12 heavenly stars, and that she is the second one. Lufasu tells Libra to use her power for Lufasu, and to come with her on her mission. Libra tells Lufasu that she'll accompany Lufasu on her journey, as she joins Lufasu's party. Lufasu asks Dina where they're going next, and Dina tells her that they'll be headed around 2,000 kilometers to the west across the sea. She says that at the base of the mountain at that location, Parthenos of the Maiden has made a small village, and is currently living a secluded life there. Lufasu questions Dina about this, and Dina tells her that Parthenos has made a barrier for weak monsters and plants to live in without having to fear the enemies outside. Lufasu realizes that what Parthenos is doing is fairly normal, and that it's nice to have some members of the 12 heavenly stars not cause trouble for others. However, Dina tells her that the mountain Parthenos settled in is Lufasu's hometown, and that she kicked out all of the native Skywing that once lived there. Lufasu immediately takes back what she said after hearing this. Aries asks Dina where all the Skywings are staying after being kicked out, and Dina says that they're all currently living in the country Gjallarhorn, made by Merak, one of the 7 heroes. Lufasu realized that they would have to choose the 12 heavenly stars, or the 7 heroes. She takes into consideration that the capital of Gjallarhorn is closer, and that there's also a chance that Merak is a player as well. So she orders the rest of her party that meeting the 7 heroes is also an objective of her journey, and that they'd be headed towards Gjallarhorn first. Lufasu's party arrives at Gjallarhorn, and they notice that every single building is built on the rock surfaces, and that the town seemed to be white on one side and black on the other. Lufasu calls Merak an idiot for building it like this, and she asks Dina if she knows anything about any of this. Dina tells Lufasu that the country seems to be split up between 2 factions, and that there is a light civil war between the 2 of them. She tells Lufasu that one faction is the traditional faction, who are in belief that pure white wings are the pride of the Skywing race, and that any other colored wings are inferior. The other faction are those who oppose those beliefs and are comprised of mixed-colored wings. Now, why does that scenario sound so familiar? Anyways, Lufasu asks Dina about Merak's stance on this, and Dina tells her that Merak is neutral in this whole conflict and is trying to stop it, but he can't seem to hold back the emotions of his people. Dina explains that the Skywing race would bully those with different colored wings, and that it has gotten even worse since Lufasu's disappearance. Lufasu realized that she could have been the source of this dispute. She then explains that it doesn't matter how ugly a Skywing is. If their wings are white, then they will be popular, and the opposite applies to the other colored wings. Since Lufasu was so powerful, she was also seen as a monster by the public. Lufasu knew the background of her character when choosing it, but she stuck with it anyways, since she thought it was cool. Aries asked Dina about the fact that Lufasu had banned discrimination in the past during her rule, which Dina confirms, confusing Lufasu, since this wasn't something from the game, and Lufasu starts to wonder whether or not there were things about Lufasu that she didn't even know about. Lufasu stated that Merak was someone who was able to read the mood and take care of others inside the game, and that if someone like him can't suppress this dispute, then the situation must be very serious. She also thought about how she was the cause for the conflict, so she can't just gloss over this situation. Dina asked Lufasu whether they'll go to the white or black side, and Lufasu answers black. Dina tells Lufasu that she should take extra caution with her disguise, since Skywings are a long-lived race, with a lifespan of around 1,500 years, and most of them would most likely remember Lufasu's face. Dina asks Lufasu how they'll get inside the town, and she states that she knows that there are stairs, but they're pointlessly long and slanted since everyone living in it can fly, so no one really uses the stairs. Dina panics and tells Lufasu that she really doesn't want to climb those stairs, and Libra tells her to calm down, since she will carry everyone inside. She then equips a jetpack and carries everyone in the air, with Lufasu panicking. The party crash landed into the town, with all the townspeople questioning who they are. Dina apologizes for making such a racket that late, and says that they're just wandering merchants, which the townspeople all immediately buy. Lufasu's party checks into an inn and head to bed. Lufasu suddenly starts to dream about her character's childhood. She saw herself get scolded by her father for hitting the neighbor's children, and Lufasu defended herself by saying that they started it by throwing stones at her. However, her father tells her to shut up, as he proceeds to beat her, while telling her that he doesn't remember raising her like that. Lufasu retorts that of course he doesn't remember, since he never raised her from the start, and all he ever did was yell at her and abuse her. She then sees Lufasu's father and family living inside a mansion, while Lufasu is living inside of a small shed outside. She curses the god of creation for having her feel all of this, just for having different colored wings. She then sees a scene of her mother caressing her, as it then pans to Lufasu running away, angry that the god has made this world so unfair, and that she has to suffer like this. She then determines that no one in this world would help her, and that's why she decided to become stronger than everyone else, and that she'll save her mom from her miserable life. She then vows that she'll take all the unfairness and unreasonable things in the world, and mow them all down without leaving a single one behind. Lufasu suddenly wakes up, being confused on what she just saw. Libra came over to check on her, surprising Lufasu, and she asks Libra what she's doing there, and she responds that guarding her mistress is her duty. Libra tells Lufasu that her pulse was raising, and Lufasu reassures Libra, telling her that she simply saw an old dream. She then recalls all of the memories she has had since coming to this world, and realized that those are all the real Lufasu's memories. However, the only one inhabiting Lufasu's body is her, and she starts to wonder what happened to the real Lufasu's soul. We then flash over to the Demon King's castle, where the 7 luminaries are holding a meeting. One of them asks about the status of Mars, and another replies that he's probably dead, since the monsters he's in charge of in Aries are all missing. Another member questions if Aries killed him, and another member laughs, stating that even if Mars was the weakest member of the 7 luminaries, to be killed by someone from the 12 heavenly stars is a big disgrace to the demons. Another member asks the demon where she's been this whole time, and she says that she was conversing with the person who killed Mars. A member asks her who it was, and she says that she remembers the person having a pair of black wings on her back and is also very beautiful. The members all get scared, as they realize that the black wings could mean that the person is Lufasu Mafahl. They panic since Lufasu was the only being the Demon King feared, and if she really is alive, then it would be really bad for the demons. They ask the member if they were able to grasp Lufasu's movements, and she replies that Lufasu is currently in Gjallarhorn. One of the other members tells another member named Jupiter to cooperate with the girl and to report anything that they find. They say that they will be expecting good things from the girl, referring to her as Venus. Meanwhile, back at Gjallarhorn, someone is excited that the time has finally come, and they tell Lufasu to wait for them to present the heads of the heroes before her. It's the next day, and Lufasu tells everyone that they'll be going sightseeing for today, and that she'll allow everyone to roam around freely. However, she tells everyone to not cause any problems, and Dina states that she wants to go over to the White Wings area. Lufasu personally would rather meet up with Merak as fast as possible and determine whether or not he's an actual player, but Dina said that it would be quite difficult to see him right now. Aries gets Lufasu's attention and asks if she was trying to gather the 12 heavenly stars, which Lufasu confirms. Aries said that in that case, then he has some information for her. He tells Lufasu that Aigokeros of the goat from the 12 heavenly stars had invited Aries to go with him to the demon race's place, so he is most likely working with the demons. Lufasu figures that she'll probably have to capture him immediately. However, Aries says that he has no idea where he is now. With that in mind, Lufasu begins wandering around the city, and she stumbles upon a black temple. She heads in and spots a statue of herself, weirding her out. Someone suddenly approaches Lufasu, asking if she's a traveler, since she seemed very surprised when she saw the statue. Lufasu is interested in the fact that the temple is worshipping the supreme ruler, and the guy says that Lufasu would seem like an evil aggressor to the outside world. However, she is the revered savior to them. Lufasu figured that if she listened to the man, then she could perhaps figure out a side of the real Lufasu that she didn't know about. The man asks Lufasu if she knew about the customs of the Skywings, and Lufasu said she did, saying that the Skywings view the whiteness of their wings as the pride of their own race. The man asks Lufasu if she could believe such a thing, the fact that the other Skywings didn't even view them as the same just because of their different wing colors. However, Lufasu was different, since even though she had black wings, everyone else knew that they couldn't match the beauty of her wings. He explains that after Lufasu conquered all the countries, she forbade any discrimination between the Skywing race and treated everyone as equals. Lufasu suddenly feels awkward, since the guy was simping so hard for her. She tells the man that he's forgetting something, that one of the 12 heavenly stars, who are subordinates of Lufasu, was the one who snatched away their hometown. The man says he didn't forget, and he clenches his fist and adds on the fact that it can't be helped, since they betrayed Lufasu and let the demons invade them. His face is full of rage, and Lufasu asked if those words were an insult to Merak, and what he actually thinks of their king. The guy then responds saying that he's the worst foolish king, and that it makes him laugh from the bottom of his heart that he still considers himself a hero. Meanwhile, Libra is in the air, surveilling the area. She suddenly notices a demon headed towards Dina's direction. She figured that Dina will be in danger if they met, and she crashes down at the demon's location, confusing him. She then scans the demon's stats and warns him that if he goes any further, then she will be forced to use violence. The demon figured that Libra saw through his identity as he then tries to punch Libra, however it gets blocked. Libra fires at the demon, but he blocks it using wind. Libra identifies that since he can control the wind, then he must be of the wood element. The demon confirms this and introduces himself as Jupiter, one of the 7 luminaries, as he also asks for Libra's name. Libra introduces herself as Libra of the scales from the 12 heavenly stars, as she then unleashes her attack on Jupiter. Meanwhile, Aries is wandering around the city when he feels a weak presence, thinking that someone had left this so he can find them. He knows exactly who the person is and tells him to come out, and calling out his name, Aigokeros. Aigokeros greets Aries, and Aries asks him why he's here, to which he responds by saying that he only wants the lives of the 7 heroes. He then tells Aries that he'll ask the same question again. He reveals his true form and asks Aries to come with him on his mission to kill the 7 heroes. Aries refuses his invitation and says that his only master is Lufasu. Aigokeros agrees and says that he won't make Aries swear his loyalty to the demons and to just think of them as tools. Aries, however, still refuses and tells him that their master has returned. He asks Aigokeros to come with him and rejoin his master. Aigokeros likes the idea, however, if they don't take out the heroes, then the same thing from the past will happen again. He declares that he will kill Merak before returning to Lufasu, as he bids Aries farewell.